Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist, and I just wanted to highlight something in this comment real quick. Nothing at all wrong with the comment. I actually really like this content creator, but I wanted to expound on something real quick. So if you go back to that video, I said that I do not believe in gendered parenting in most cases. Most cases. Now, I know that a lot of people who are really, really progressive don't believe in gendered parenting at all. There is no reason to raise a boy different from a girl. First, let me be clear. I don't like gendered parenting. I understand why it's necessary, though. And here's why. If you have a child that was born male and identifies as male and identifies as a man as they grow up, and a child that was born female and identifies as woman as they grow up, then yes, there are certain things you will have to do differently in raising them simply because the world encounters them differently and they will encounter the world differently. We do not live in an idealized world. We just don't. Things still exist, and those things make gendered parenting necessary. Let's just put it like that. I'll use another example to prove why. I don't believe in racialized parenting. However, I'm a black woman with black children, and I have no choice but to raise my children a certain way because the world encounters them as black children and will encounter them as black adults, especially my black sons. So I don't have a choice but to teach them certain things that I am very sure no white parent has to teach their children. See, this is why when it comes to adoption and such, when white families adopt black kids, there are certain things that you're going to need to teach them that you would never have to teach your white children. Let's just keep it real. It's not something any of us wants to do. I wish I didn't have to have the talk with my children, especially at the ages that I have to have that talk. My oldest daughter's first encounter with something racist, she was 3. She was in daycare. So we don't have a choice. I have talked to plenty of white friends and associates that I have who have said to me, I teach my kids there's no color. Wrong. Do not teach your kids that. That is not correct teaching. Do not teach your kids they don't see color. No, we've never said to do that. Or I I teach my kids to treat everybody equal, which is fine. And I don't necessarily have to bring up race to them. But I do, and all black parents do. Like you may not need to bring up race to your children at a young age. We often don't have a choice. We are put in the situation where we have to, which already means there's a difference in parenting. A white child will not be parented the same way that a black child will be in all ways. Now, in certain ways, absolutely, it ain't no difference. None at all. But when it comes to conversations that we have to have with our children and ways we need to tell them to present themselves in the world and how to act and how to show up, that is different. So I don't want to have racialized parenting where I would raise a black child different than a white child, but I don't have a choice because of how the world is. Same goes for gendered parenting. I wish that misogyny didn't exist. I wish that the patriarchy didn't have the hold that it does. I wish that white supremacy hadn't made it so there is such differences between how men and women are treated in this world. But my wishes are not anyone's command and they are not granted, unfortunately. So, yes, there are certain things that we have to do differently when it comes to raising boys and girls. Now, the basic foundational things about being a good human being and all that stuff, same, same. But there are other things, there are nuanced situations that our boys and our girls will experience that are different. They will be seen as different. They will be treated as different. And let's not get into the layered, nuanced differences if they do not identify as the sex they were born as. We ain't even gonna talk about what trans children would have to face, or non binary, or people who identify as pansexual or bisexual or anything in the LGBTQ community. That is a whole nother layer, especially if you're the type of parent like me that's gonna embrace your child no matter what. So that is a whole different way of engaging and teaching your child how to be in this world. We all want to teach our children to be authentically who they are. I wholeheartedly agree. But there are things that we need to tell them to be mindful of, to be careful of. But it's no different than how we tell people to interact with the police. What I tell my black children to do is likely not what most white parents tell their white children to do. So I wanted to make sure I made that clear. I do not believe in gendered parenting. However, I know that it is necessary in some situations with some lessons. All right. Hope y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day, and I will holler at y'all later.